This story is about a husband seeking revenge on his wife, who ran away with her lover and returned home a year later, acting as if nothing happened. Take your time and enjoy the story. The wife who eloped with her lover came back home like nothing happened. So, I decided to give her and her lover a little punishment. If anyone's interested, I'll share the story. I'm interested. I'm curious to hear what kind of story this is. Please tell us. Alright, I'll tell you the story. Actually, I'm divorced from my wife and have remarried. I now live with my new wife and my daughter and son in middle school. I had been confiding in my new wife about my ex-wife from before. After I got divorced, my new wife expressed her affection for me. It was perfect timing since my children had grown fond of her too. I thought she would make a great mother to my children, so I decided to remarry. In fact, my new wife takes good care of the household chores and child care. Our life together with my new wife and 2 children was peaceful and happy. However, amidst those days, my ex-wife came back. It was about a year after our divorce. "I'm home. Did you miss me?" My ex-wife greeted me and the children with a smile. But I ignored her. The children and my new wife also completely ignored her. The housework must have been tough, right? Despite being ignored, my ex-wife said in a cheerful tone, "My new wife, children," and I continued to ignore her. Being ignored, my ex-wife seemed to be flustered. Even though she was the one who did something to deserve being ignored. Does she not realize how much she hurt us with her actions? Why did I even marry this woman in the first place? The reason I married my ex-wife was that I fell in love at first sight with her when we worked at the same company, and I made a move on her. After that, we started dating and got married. After marriage, my ex-wife quit her job. As a housewife, she worked hard on household chores and always greeted me with a smile. Her cooking was delicious too, and I had no complaints about her. We had 2 children, and I was living a happy life. However, at some point, my ex-wife's attitude started to change. She stopped putting effort into housework. She would do laundry but became sloppy with cleaning and cooking. It became common for her to serve ready-made or frozen food for dinner every day. Not homemade again. When I said that, my ex-wife glared at me. "Shut up. What's wrong with deli food?" she yelled. So, I stopped complaining. The house was full of dust and small pieces of trash. Moreover, she wasn't taking out the garbage. This was a bad influence on the children. When I consulted my new wife about this, she said, "Maybe your wife is tired. Why don't you help out as much as you can?" So, on my days off work, I cleaned, and I took out the garbage on my way to work. Also, my ex-wife started wearing flashy clothes in red or pink and going out somewhere. "Where are you going?" I was surprised and asked, because my ex-wife rarely wore such flashy clothes. "I'm going out with my friends." My ex-wife answered in high spirits and left the house. And she would come home late at night. Because of that, she spent less time with the children. One day, after my ex-wife went out, my son asked me, "Where did Mom go?" "Mom just went out for a bit." In response to my answer, my son made a sad face. Seeing my son's expression, I felt heartbroken. So, I decided to talk to my ex-wife when she got home. When she came back at 11 p.m., I spoke to her. "Honey, you've been going out a lot lately. What have you been up to?" "I told you, I'm meeting up with my friends," my ex-wife said with a sigh. "But you're going out too frequently. The kids looked sad that you weren't around." When I mentioned the children, my ex-wife made a guilty face. "I may have done something pitiful to them, but can't you take care of the kids? Am I not allowed to go out and have fun with my friends because I'm a mother? My ex-wife argued back. I'm not telling you to stop seeing your friends, but don't you think you're meeting them too often? Please cherish your time with your family a bit more. My ex-wife made an annoyed face and let out an exaggerated sigh. Okay, I got it. Saying that, my ex-wife went back to her room. I thought she understood this time, but I was too naive. My ex-wife continued to go out frequently like before. So I confronted her again. Honey, how many times do I have to tell you? It's fine to go out, but do you need to go out so many times a week? Okay, I got it. My ex-wife glared at me and said that. Even after that, she kept going out in flashy clothes. Realizing that no matter what I said to her was futile, I stopped saying anything. Since I stopped saying anything, my ex-wife started going out even more and sometimes stayed out until morning, living a very free lifestyle. Around that time, I started having doubts about my ex-wife. Going out in flashy clothes and staying out until morning, could she be having an affair? I started thinking that the reason she wouldn't stop, despite me telling her many times, was that she didn't want to stop meeting her affair partner. So, I decided to hire a private investigator to look into the affair. And I received the investigation report from the detective agency. In it were photos of my ex-wife looking happy with her lover. There were pictures of them walking arm in arm and entering a hotel. I was stunned to see those photos. I was so shocked that everything went dark before my eyes. The lover was my ex-wife's high school classmate, and he was apparently a company employee now. He was a tall, handsome guy. Moreover, I was told that the lover was single. Still in shock, I went home. Only the children were at home. It seemed my ex-wife had gone out today as well. Thinking that she had left the children to go meet her lover again, I felt anger rising inside me. What kind of mother does that? My ex-wife had betrayed me and the children. I thought there was no need to continue my marriage with her. The love I had for my ex-wife had disappeared. My ex-wife came home at 11 p.m. that day too. I called out to her when she returned. Were you out with your lover again today? My ex-wife made a surprised face. But she played dumb, saying, Lover, who are you talking about? I got angry at my ex-wife for not honestly admitting to the affair. Your high school classmate. I don't know where you two reconnected, but you've been meeting up with him alone, right? My ex-wife's eyes widened. I thrust the detective agency's investigation report in front of her. My ex-wife read through the report with wide eyes. And she started trembling. How did you find out? My ex-wife questioned me angrily. You were going out a lot, so I got suspicious and hired a detective agency. You suspected me and did something like that. I can't believe it. My ex-wife looked at me with contempt. Why should I be looked down upon by her? I was also angry at my ex-wife's attitude. Are you having an affair? Is that it? My ex-wife deliberately shrugged her shoulders. Yeah, I'm having an affair, so what? Are you going to divorce me? Go ahead and divorce me. I was just talking with my lover about eloping anyway. The timing is perfect. Saying that, my ex-wife took out her phone and started making a call. Oh, hello, lover. My husband found out about the affair. She was calling her lover. After finishing the call, my ex-wife said, I'm leaving this house. I'll fill out the divorce papers and mail them to you. I had been considering divorce, but I was surprised that my ex-wife brought it up first and said she was leaving the house. My ex-wife went back to her room and packed her things. Hey, aren't you going to say anything to the kids? I called out to my ex-wife, wanting her to at least say goodbye to the children. But my ex-wife. The kids are asleep, right? I want to go to my lover's place quickly. I don't have time to see the kids, she said coldly. I despised my ex-wife from the bottom of my heart. My ex-wife finished packing and smiled at me. By then, good luck raising the kids on your own. With that, she left the house. I watched her back leave in a daze. I thought my ex-wife was selfish until the very end. And I vowed to raise the children on my own. Later, when I received the divorce papers from my ex-wife, I filled in my name and submitted them to the city hall. Our divorce was finalized. I told the children, "Your mom and I got divorced." Then the children started saying, "Was mom having an affair? Did mom abandon us?" I hurriedly denied it. That's not true. Then why did mom leave? She was coming home late and wearing flashy clothes. She has another man, doesn't she? Mom abandoned us for a man. I despise her. Even though I denied it, the children didn't seem convinced. In the children's minds, my ex-wife had completely become the worst mother who had an affair and left for a man. Well, it can't be helped considering her actions up until now. But I had one regret. I couldn't claim alimony from my ex-wife and her lover. I tried calling my ex-wife to discuss alimony, but she wouldn't answer the phone. No matter how many times I called, she wouldn't pick up. I had no choice but to meet her directly to talk. I spoke to my ex-wife's parents and had them look for her, but they couldn't find her. Moreover, I knew where her lover worked, so I inquired there, but he had already quit. I no longer knew where my ex-wife and her lover were. So, I gave up on claiming alimony. After that, I told my new wife, whom I had been confiding in about my ex-wife, I got divorced from my ex-wife. My new wife made a complex expression that seemed both happy and sad. What's wrong? I was curious about her reaction, so I asked. Actually, I've been interested in you, she confessed, expressing her feelings to me. My children also said, she is a good person. I'd be happy if she became our mom, they said, so I married my new wife. And just as I was living peacefully with my new wife and 2 children, my ex-wife returned after a year. My children, new wife, and I all despise my ex-wife, so we completely ignored her even when she tried to talk to us. Hey, why are you ignoring me? And who is this person? My ex-wife seemed flustered and pointed at my new wife. But my new wife and I ignored her. Why is this woman in this house? Could it be your affair partner? My ex-wife said in a mocking tone. I was pissed off and was about to retort. But before I could, my new wife spoke up. I'm his wife, you know. Huh, there's no way he would remarry. My ex-wife laughed through her nose. I wonder what basis she has for saying that. He loves me. That's why there's no way he would marry another woman. My ex-wife said boastfully. I couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity. My ex-wife, new wife, and children were all startled by my sudden laughter. What nonsense are you spouting? I have no love for you. How could I possibly have any affection left after you cheated on me? And yes, I remarried. She is my wife. Anyway, why did you come here? I told my ex-wife that I had no love for her, and that I had remarried. Then I asked her why she had come. I got dumped by my lover. That's why I couldn't stay with him anymore and came here. And you know what? That jerk had the nerve to tell me, get out of here right now. He kicked me out. Apparently, my ex-wife was dumped by the lover she had eloped with. Well, that's unfortunate. But there's no place for her here either. Why did you come here just because you got dumped by your lover? I muttered in exasperation. My ex-wife and I are divorced. We're strangers now. I don't understand why she came here. But this was originally the house I lived in, right? The kids are here and you're here. I just didn't expect you to have remarried. Anyway, I have a suggestion. Why don't we start over? I was stunned by my ex-wife's proposal. My new wife also looked shocked with wide eyes. Were you even listening to me? I have no love for you, and I told you, I remarried. Then just divorce that person. Huh? Are you being serious? I was beyond exasperated and started getting angry at my ex-wife. Don't say such selfish things. I'm not going to divorce her, and I'm not getting back together with you. I clearly stated my refusal. But my ex-wife clung to me. Don't say that. Don't you feel sorry for me being dumped by my lover? He suddenly said, I'm breaking up with you, and kicked me out of the house. Aren't I pitiful? My ex-wife was acting like a tragic heroine. However, isn't it her own fault for cheating with her lover and then eloping? And it's too convenient for her to suddenly come back home after leaving on her own a year ago and demand to get back together. I don't feel sorry for you at all. I'm going to call your parents, so go back to your family home. I took out my phone, intending to call my ex-wife's parents' house. But my ex-wife shouted, No, I don't want to go back to my parents' place. They had been silent until now, but my children spoke to my ex-wife. You should go back to your parents' place, ma'am. Yeah, how thick-skinned can you be to come to your ex-husband's house after being dumped by your affair partner? My children's words were full of contempt for my ex-wife. It's understandable for them to have this attitude toward their birth mother. Ma'am, are you talking to me? My ex-wife seemed shocked to be called ma'am by the children. Of course she would be. Anyone would be surprised to suddenly be called ma'am instead of mom like before. My ex-wife moved away from me and approached the children. I took this opportunity to call my ex-wife's parents' house. You can't talk to your mother like that. My ex-wife scolded the children, acting like a mother. I don't think of you as my mom. She is our mom. When the children argued back, my ex-wife was taken aback. But she glared at my new wife and yelled, You must have said something to my kids. She did nothing wrong. It's you who's at fault, you who abandoned us for a man. My daughter said, defending my new wife. We despise you for abandoning us, so don't come back now. My son also fought back. I'm the one who raised you until now. How can you say such cruel things to me, you damn brats? My ex-wife insulted the children. I hung up the phone and yelled at my ex-wife. Don't call the children damn brats. They despise you for cheating and leaving them for a man. They now consider the new wife as their mother and are living with her. You're just a nuisance to us. I called your parents. They said they'll come to pick you up right away. Hurry up and go back to your parents' place. At my words, my ex-wife hung her head. No way, don't say I'm a nuisance. I don't want to go back to my parents' place. Why? Because I eloped without telling them. They'll definitely be angry at me. What a child. It's her own fault for eloping without a word. I was so exasperated that I couldn't say anything. She's more childish than us. The children also seemed to be dumbfounded by my ex-wife's words. Even to the children, my ex-wife kept yelling things like, How dare you mock your birth mother? I'm the one who raised you. You ungrateful brats. But the children ignored her. The children were handling the situation more maturely than my ex-wife. Say something to them too. My ex-wife sought my help, but I had no obligation to help her. I decided to ignore her, just like the children. Why are you ignoring me? Even though I came back. Why do I have to go through this? I did the housework and child care for the family, and just for one affair. How can you be so cruel? You heartless bastard. Go to hell. Despite being ignored, my ex-wife kept screaming and cursing at us. I was fed up with her but continued to ignore her. The kids were right. The ex-wife is too thick-skinned. It's pathetic how she screams while being ignored. She's too self-centered. My self-centered ex-wife kept yelling and cursing at us until her parents came to pick her up from her family home. Her parents apologized to me when they arrived. We are deeply sorry for the trouble our daughter has caused. Please forgive us. I felt heartbroken for the parents who had to apologize for my ex-wife. You don't need to apologize, the parents said to my ex-wife. Where have you been loitering around, you idiot daughter? You left the house without telling us, and then you have the audacity to come back to your ex-husband's place. Have you no shame? Do you not realize how much trouble you've caused? He has a new family now. You are being utterly selfish. My ex-wife looked like she was about to cry after being scolded by her parents. But it was only one affair, and I thought he might forgive me if I told him I was dumped by my lover. My ex-wife made excuses in a small voice, but her parents scolded her for that too. Only one affair. That's not something the cheater should be saying. You betrayed him and the children even once. Of course he wouldn't forgive you. You're too old to be thinking so naively. Scolded by her parents, my ex-wife shrank back. Then I also spoke up. Your parents are absolutely right. I can't forgive you, and I have a new family. I can't get back together with you, and I'm planning to claim alimony from you. Be prepared for that. I told my ex-wife I would be claiming the alimony that I had regretted not claiming. My ex-wife's eyes widened. Even though it's been a year since the divorce, I can still claim alimony even after a year. When I said that, my ex-wife started trembling. It was kind of scary how she suddenly started shaking. Alimony? There's no way I can pay that. I don't have a job. Then find a job, work. When I told her that, my ex-wife's face turned bright red with anger. But her parents said, it's only natural for him to claim alimony since you cheated. Don't complain. It's disgraceful. They backed me up. I don't want to. Geez, you blockhead. We're going home today. The father pulled the arm of my ex-wife, who was hanging her head. We apologize for the trouble. We'll be leaving now. We are truly sorry. Come on, you apologize too. The father yelled at my ex-wife to apologize. Prompted by her father's angry voice, my ex-wife apologized in a small voice while looking down. I'm sorry. And then my ex-wife left the house, taken by her parents. I apologized to my new wife and children. I'm sorry. My new wife and children comforted me, saying, you have nothing to apologize for. The ex-wife was quite a handful. My new wife said with a wry smile. I thought she was absolutely right, and also smiled wryly. After that, I asked my ex-wife to contact her lover's parents and found out where he was. I decided to hire a lawyer and claim alimony from my ex-wife and her lover. So we set up a meeting to discuss it. The meeting was attended by me, my lawyer, my ex-wife, her parents, the lover, and his parents. Quite a large group. As soon as the lover's parents saw me, they apologized. We are deeply sorry for what happened. We apologize. You apologize too. The lover's parents made him apologize to me as well. The lover also apologized to me. I am very sorry. Yeah, I accept your apology, but make sure to pay the alimony. I accepted his apology but told the lover to pay the alimony. Then my lawyer interjected. We wish to claim $50,000 in alimony from the ex-wife and her lover. Do you agree to this? I had discussed the alimony amount with my lawyer beforehand. My ex-wife and her lover seemed surprised by the high amount. Isn't that too much? There's no way we can pay that. Aren't you being too petty? Claiming such high alimony for just one affair. My ex-wife shouted in a shrill voice. Moreover, the lover also spoke up. I will pay the alimony. But is there any way to reduce the amount? Even if I'm asked to reduce the amount, I have no intention of changing it. I'm claiming this high alimony to make my ex-wife and her lover face the consequences. Pay the alimony and face the consequences. You two are the ones who had an affair. It's your own fault that you have to pay alimony. When I calmly stated that, the lover hung his head and agreed to pay, saying, I understand, I'll pay. But my ex-wife's face was bright red with anger. It was just one affair, and yet I have to pay such high alimony. Didn't you remarry too? Weren't you also having an affair just like me? She started suspecting that I had an affair. Then the father slapped my ex-wife. The sound of the slap echoed in the room. What are you doing? How could you suddenly slap me? You're the worst. My ex-wife held her cheek and glared at her father. You're the one who's the worst. How dare you suspect his affair while ignoring your own? Have you lost your mind? You cheated, so pay the alimony properly. The mother also scolded my ex-wife. But my ex-wife didn't seem to agree with paying the alimony. Let's say he was indeed having an affair. If you could claim alimony in that case, what would you do? The lawyer gently asked my ex-wife. Of course I would claim alimony. I wouldn't want to just take it lying down. I'd punish him. That's right, he's doing the same thing. He's claiming alimony to punish you. My ex-wife didn't argue back against the lawyer's words. Then I asked my ex-wife, will you pay the alimony? My ex-wife reluctantly said, fine, I got it. I had my ex-wife and her lover sign the documents, and the meeting was over. Good thing you were able to properly claim alimony from both the ex-wife and her lover. Sounds like it got heated during the alimony discussion. It's hilarious that they have to pay alimony. About a month after the meeting, the alimony was paid. It seems both my ex-wife and her lover took out loans to pay the alimony. Now I can finally be at ease. I can continue living peacefully with my new wife and children like before. That's what I thought, but reality wasn't so sweet. One day, I got a call from my ex-wife. It's me. Your ex-wife. I'm in big trouble right now. I'm completely out of money. What should I do? My ex-wife said in a panicked tone. You don't have money. Talk to your parents about it. I want her to rely on her family, not me. That's the problem. After I paid you the alimony, my parents disowned me. I can't rely on my family, and you're the only one I can turn to. Please, lend me some money. You're my only hope. Don't you think I'm super pitiful being disowned by my family? Don't you feel sorry for me? Help me out. Lend me the money. She begged me to lend her money over and over. No can do. Saying that, I hung up the phone. And I blocked my ex-wife's phone number. After that, I never received a call from my ex-wife again. I heard through the grapevine that my ex-wife is working multiple part-time jobs to earn a living and repay her debt. Moreover, I heard that her lover was bragging to his colleagues at work about stealing a married woman, as if boasting about the affair. Because of that, he was looked down upon with contempt by the other employees. Furthermore, the lover was struggling to make ends meet due to the debt repayment, so he was borrowing money from his colleagues. But he got into a dispute with a colleague over money and quit the company. Now, like my ex-wife, he is apparently working multiple part-time jobs to repay his debt. It's a fitting punishment for both the ex-wife and her lover. Working multiple part-time jobs and drowning in debt. Good luck with that. I haven't received any calls from my ex-wife, and I'm living happily with my new wife and children. Thanks to my family, I'm blessed every day. How was it? This time, the story was about getting revenge on a wife who eloped with her lover and returned home a year later. Let's meet again in the next video.